What's up, guys? Eli here from DREAMLOCK, and Nintendo has just released the official website for Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. And so I thought it would be fun to, just go through the website and see what's new. I heard there's actually some new gameplay clips available for us to watch, so that should be very exciting. But anyway, here we are on the website. So let's begin scrolling down. 100 years before The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, join the battle to defend Hyrule a century before the events that occurred in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild game. Plays Link, Zelda the Champions, and more as you take on the enemy in epic battles. Yes, this is, of course, a prequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, if you could not tell already. But, yes, this is very exciting. Of course, we have a shot of Hyrule Castle as it is already, corrupted. So this shot looks like it takes place, after Ganon is resurrected. But anyway, we are able to now, we do have, we have access to, gameplay and other things, but I'm actually going to access it from this top bar here. So let's head to story. Alright, of course, some more gameplay in the background, stuff we've already seen before, available on November 20th. In case you did not know, this is the release date. It's still crazy to me that this game is coming out this year in literally, well, this month now, less than a month. Which is very exciting. Experience Hyrule's last stand. The story begins 100 years before the events in the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild game. A young soldier named Link is asked to guard Princess Zelda. They travel with Impa to 4 different regions to recruit mighty champions to help defend Hyrule against an impending attack from Calamity Ganon. Alright. For some foes, you'll face some familiar faces, in battle, including some powerful enemies that will take all of your wit and skill to defeat. And yeah, I can actually vouch for this because I've played the demo, and it's actually quite a bit more difficult than the original Hyrule Warriors, I've noticed. I've been playing a lot, even on normal mode. Like, very hard was, of course, very difficult. But even on normal mode, I found myself taking quite a bit of damage. But it wasn't until I switched to very hard mode, and that's kind of what I've been playing mostly, where I actually started dying a lot. But you know what? Anyway, moving on. Awesome allies, yes, of course. The Divine Beast. This is one of the things I'm looking forward to most. When it comes to Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, getting to actually control all 4 divine beasts and rampage through Hyrule in order to stop Calamity Ganon. However, if you have played Breath of the Wild, then you already know how that turns out. But anyway, awesome allies. Divine beasts return as well. Use your champions to take control of these mammoth creatures to wreak havoc on your enemies. Yes, very exciting. And yeah. Save data bonus. So basically, if you already have save data from Breath of the Wild, you can actually get a training sword. And for pre-order, people who have pre-ordered the digital version, you will also get the Lucky Ladle item. I don't know if they're actually going to show that. However, I believe the physical copy actually already has the Lucky Ladle in it. Like, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how that works. So I don't really... If that's the case, if that's truly the case, I don't really see it really as that big of a bonus if you get it no matter what. But anyway, in-game item training sword. If you have save data for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on your Nintendo Switch system, you'll receive the training sword as an in-game bonus. All right, so that's pretty much the end of the story section. Now moving on to characters. That should be pretty interesting because we actually have been getting news on a lot of interesting characters that we have already seen in Breath of the Wild, but, of course, younger. For example, Impa here. And we even got a look at a potential new villain character, which is very exciting. I doubt that we'll really see that here. because we we hardly know anything about the character. I don't really expect Nintendo to reveal who this character is until people play the game for themselves. But anyway, let's start with Link. Of course, Link, a skilled swordsman serving the royal family of Hyrule, born to a line of Imperial guards. He is renowned for his fighting skills and courage. And we got some nice gameplay. A unique ability can unleash a flurry of arrows. Yes, that is actually a really cool thing. And we're actually seeing it right there. Anytime you want, you can unload a bunch of ancient arrows, which is really cool. They just call them arrows here, but I think it's pretty obvious to it's pretty easy to tell, especially since there's like a blue light flashing with the arrows, that these are ancient arrows. However, they could be just normal arrows. They never really specified if they're ancient arrows or not, but I mean, just by looking at the gameplay, it's kind of easy to tell that they are. Anyway, that's it for Link. We'll be back. Alright. Zelda, the princess of Hyrule, in whose veins flows the blood of the goddess. She is devoted to researching ancient technology and awakening her sacred power. Got some we got some gameplay. I can't speak. Oh my gosh. Okay, anyway, unique ability can trigger place Sheikah runes. So, although all characters are able to use the Sheikah Slate, Zelda's entire moveset revolves around it. She can use the Sheikah Slate in ways that the other characters can't, which is really cool. It would have been cool to see Zelda wield a sword like she did in the original Hyrule Warriors. However, because this is based around Breath of the Wild, it makes sense that she would use the Sheikah Slate rather than, a normal weapon. Okay. Impa, one of the characters I'm very much looking forward to. Oh my gosh, she is adorable. Just freaking look at her. Look at her face. So adorable. She's amazing. Anyway, Impa, the advisor to Hyrule's royal family and a revered member of the Sheikah tribe. She is dedicated to her work and known for being steadfast and diligent. She can be distractible at times. Yes, we've already seen this kind of phrase before, how she can be distractible. I wonder why. Maybe it's because she's so damn cute. Like man. Okay. Anyway, unique ability applies a symbol to enemies in front of you. So I believe this, yeah, as you can see, we can see what runes, I believe that's what they mean. We can see what runes to use on a specific enemy. I'm pretty sure that's what that means. Anyway, moving on. I believe it is, yes, Revali, okay. Revali, a gifted archer who has mastered an aerial move previously thought impossible. While boastful, he has the skills to back up his claims. Now he is entrusted with piloting the Divine Beast Va Meadow. Unique ability, the power of flight. And I think they forgot to mention a very specific trait about Revali, and that is just how much of an asshole he is. But, if you've played Breath of the Wild, you already know that. However, I still love Revali, despite him being a jerk, especially towards Link. So anyway, I didn't realize that the page had loaded, so I didn't scroll down right away. But anyway, Daruk. Alright, Daruk, a Goron warrior who possesses the power to deflect attacks. He cares deeply for his fellow Gorons. Now he is entrusted with piloting Divine Beast Va Redania. Unique ability, summons exploding magma. Yes, of course, it wouldn't be Daruk. You can't have a Goron be, a playable character without having, like, rock or lava-based attacks, because, they originate from Death Mountain, so, anyway. Or Goron Village, rather, but that's still in the same area. Moving on, Mipha. Alright, the Princess of the Zora, who possesses an incredible healing power. Yes, Mipha's Grace, of course. She was childhood friends with Link, and now she is entrusted with piloting Divine Beast Va Ruta. Yes, a unique ability, can leap into the air as well as travel to fountains. I don't really know what they mean by that too much, because I am actually trying to stay relatively spoiler-free unless they haven't revealed it yet, really, what a fountain is. But even if they have, I've been trying to stay relatively spoiler-free, even though, you know, I'm on the website, so I'm probably going to get spoiled of some things, but you know what? I'm doing it for you guys. Also, Mipha, of course, you know, she has a thing for Link. I think that we all saw that as an obvious thing. And finally, Urbosa. Alright, the chief of the Gerudo who possessed the power to command lightning itself. She was close friends with the late Queen of Hyrule, aka Zelda's mother. Now she is entrusted with piloting Divine Beast Va Naboris. Unique ability fills the lightning gauge. So yes, of course, her main attacks revolve around lightning. I'm so excited to play as her. She's, out of like all the champions, she's probably one of, if not my most anticipated character to actually play as. But anyway, moving on to gameplay. And this, I assume, is where we're going to actually see some gameplay. Available on November 20th, battle hordes of Hyrule's most formidable foes. From barbaric bokoblins to towering Lynels, Ganon's troops have emerged in droves. Playable heroes like Link, Zelda, and more must use their distinct abilities to carve through hundreds of enemies to save Hyrule from the impending calamity. Fight like a warrior. Link and his allies will face hordes of deadly enemies on the battlefield. Learn the ways of the warrior to turn the tide and emerge victorious. Again, we all know how that turns out. Okay, so I originally thought that there would be video, but I guess not. So yeah, here is some gameplay. Mostly stuff we've seen before. However, I did hear that there would be some new gameplay, which is always cool, except for the fact that, you know, with the fact that this game is very story-driven, it probably would be better for Nintendo to stop spoiling us with all the gameplay, but you know what? I don't really mind it too much. As long as there's still many secrets held within the vault of Nintendo or whatever that we don't stuff we don't know about yet. So yeah. Anyway, we've already seen that part. I guess this is just really short gameplay clips that loop. All right. There's a few more. Oh, we got Daruk doing a flurry rush. So that confirms that all characters are able to do, which is pretty obvious. It was pretty obvious that we'd be able to see all characters do that. We got Zelda gameplay. Oh, showing off Zelda using the paraglider. That's really cool. Oh, and, okay, you are going to be able to blow up rocks to be able to go onto wind gusts and use the paraglider that way. That is really cool. And our final bit of gameplay. Wait, what is... Oh, it looks like a new stage. Probably... Okay, so at the beginning, it looked like maybe this is around Rito Village, I believe. But that's really cool. We got some Mipha gameplay, new Rivali gameplay. That's always great. We get to see Link fighting a Lynel. I can't wait for this game, guys. Unique attack. Each character has their own unique attack they can use when pressing ZR. Tools of the trade. Before you charge into battle, make sure your characters are fully equipped. Fully equipped for whatever they may face. Items work differently for each character, so experiment with different items to maximize your squad's efficiency in the field. Yeah, you gotta equip the squad. Gotta equip the squad, you guys. Okay. Sheikah runes. Like in the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild game, these powerful items can give the user amazing powers, and we are seeing, of course, that each of the playable characters are able to use runes. Now, we currently only know, the only playable characters we know of currently is our Link, Zelda, and the 4 champions, and Impa. However, I wouldn't be surprised if before, you know, the launch of the game, or even like after launch, we'll find out more playable characters. Because I honestly have a hard time believing that the characters that we have seen already are the only playable characters. Especially if this game is really as, you know, ambitious as Koei Tecmo is trying to make it. out to be. So anyway, we got remote bombs. Deals explosive damage, great for breaking the guard of defensive enemies. Stasis, freezes objects and enemies in time, perfect for using against enemies with spinning attacks. Alright, Cryonis creates a giant block of ice to stop aggressive enemies in their attacks. And finally, Magnesis uses magnetic energy to pull metal objects, especially effective against enemies with metal equipment. Alright, and we also know that we'll be able to use some elemental rods. Rods seen in many The Legend of Zelda games. These weapons can unleash elemental attacks. For example, you got the Fire Rod, launch fireballs at enemies or set grass on fire. Ice Rod, freeze water or enemies. Lightning Rod, zap metal objects or enemies. I don't recall. I think... Actually, now that I mention it, or now that I think of it more, rather, I feel like I have used all of these rods in the demo. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that at one point I did fight one of the 3 different types of Wiz Robes to actually obtain one of those rods. Anyway, superfood. There are many food items that you can unlock and cook to get a variety of stat boosts. Gather materials during battle and unlock more recipes. So pretty similar to Breath of the Wild itself. However, I believe it works a little bit differently this time. And also, I don't know if they really mentioned it, but I guess I'll just mention it. But right here, if you can see where my mouse cursor is, this pretty much replaces getting hearts. Like in the original Hyrule Warriors, because, you know, in Breath of the Wild, you don't gain normal recovery hearts like in past Legend of Zelda games. You can only cook food, and so you could actually find apples on the battlefield, which I believe if it's full, I believe you can't actually grab them. However, the more apples you grab, the more it'll fill up. However, I believe if your gauge is filled all the way, your apple gauge, however you have don't have full health, but your meter is filled, I believe it'll just automatically heal you. Man, I'm talking up. I'm talking like crazy. Like, man, I should chill a little bit. Anyway, explore vibrant Hyrule. As you progress through the story, additional places will be unlocked on your map. Head to the Sheikah Tower on Hyrule Field and glide to some familiar locations like Korok Forest, Gerudo Desert, and more popular places. And we see, you see we have the Hylian Blacksmith Guild. Revitalize your weapons using techniques learned through years of study and practice. So yeah, we got the Blacksmith Guild. Military Training Camp. Interesting. Okay. Those who seek to defend Hyrule, hone your skills here. Mediative training. Okay, so this looks like it actually looks like one of those tests of strength shrines from Breath of the Wild. A curious room in the temple, perfect for mediation or meditation. Sorry, I can't. Man, I can't speak. Okay, a curious room in the temple, perfect for meditation. Entering the room relaxes your spirit and prepares you for meditative training. Okay, so maybe it, like, heals you, or, like, you can, like, battle against maybe a mini-guardian. Maybe it's kind of like the tests of strength. Who knows? Anyway, Kochi Dye Shop. Oh, okay, so look no further than the Kochi Dye Shop for all your dyeing needs. So, the shop that I never used in Breath of the Wild makes a return in Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Yeah, I know. I never actually really dyed any of my clothing or armor in Breath of the Wild. I know some people may hate me for that, but... you know, it is what it is. But yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll give it a shot in this game. Or maybe I won't. Who knows? Moving on. Dearest Stars, trust our merchandise to make you shine brighter than the brightest stars. So it looks like a Gerudo shop. You know, similar to what we see in Breath of the Wild. And the final one, Outskirts Stable. We've already... I believe we saw this already during... I don't know if they actually did the side quest, but we at least saw this specific shot or screenshot during, I believe, Nintendo Treehouse Live, when we were seeing more gameplay of both Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity and Pikmin 3. So, Anyway, Merchant Dafa, in my journeys to and fro, seeking amazing ores, I managed to get my hands on some delicious fruits. Want to buy some? So I guess it's specifically a fruit salesman or saleswoman or sales Gerudo, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, that's pretty much all the images there. However, we are still not done. We're almost there. We're almost done now. Pro tips: looking to gain the advantage in battle. Here are a few tips to get the edge against your enemies. We're seeing a link in the Flame Breaker armor. I'm not gonna really bother reading that because I mean I could be wrong, but it's probably the same, if not, or it's probably close to the same, if not the exact same as the description of it in Breath of the Wild. But anyway, just for success, before you deploy your next before you deploy for your next battle, be sure to check for new armor upgrades and cook up a special dish to boost your stats. Sensational seeds: search for hidden Koroks and use their Korok seeds, and something good may happen. Hopefully we don't get Korok poop again. Maybe Hess 2 will become a playable character. Who knows, as long as it's not poop. Puzzle time. It wouldn't be a Legend of Zelda game without some clever brain busters. Solve them to gain valuable items helping battle, which, that was a given. Except, I mean, we didn't really get too many really hard puzzles in the original Hyrule Warriors, so maybe this game will be a nice change of pace. Anyway, team up and take on Calamity Ganon. Pass a Joy-Con controller to a friend and take on Calamity Ganon. As a team in local co-op multiplayer, fight side by side, or divide your efforts to cover more ground, complete objectives, or defeat the forces of darkness. So yes, here we are seeing what it looks like to play co-op mode. I believe technically co-op mode is available in the demo. I could be wrong, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it actually is. So, I'm sure people have already played co-op, but this is the first time, at least I'm seeing, what co-op mode it looks like. However, it's pretty much what I expected. Anyway, unlock more with Amiibo. Tap compatible Amiibo figures to unlock in-game weapons and other items. I really want to be able to try. I really want to be able to try to get my hands on these because Nintendo are going to be restocking them, which is nice. Hey Nintendo, you want to hook me up with some with both Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity and the Amiibo? I doubt they're watching this. DREAMLOCK is still pretty small. But anyway, I believe that's actually it for the entire Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity website. Yeah, that's we do have an option to buy the game. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We can watch the trailer here, but I'm sure you guys have already seen the trailer. But anyway, that's going to be pretty much it. I hope you all enjoyed watching this tour of the official website for Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. I will definitely be posting more updates about Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity as we get closer to launch. But with that being said, make sure to keep it right here on DreamLock for all things gaming and anime. Thank you all for watching. Bye!